I really want to ask you guys this question, and I would appreciate if you could comment down below and tell me the answer. Are you guys like me, like kind of fed up of listening to podcasts? Okay. There are so many podcasts. There are a dime a dozen. I'm subscribed to the most popular ones, like Joe Rogan's. I listen to his clips. I don't listen to the whole podcast, 2-3 hours, unless there's something extraordinary. Then there is the knowledge podcast, which is very good, high quality, but very less. There are also podcasts like the BeerBiceps. This guy is, I think, one of the largest in India. He sometimes comes out with real good ones, like the one with the Hotmail founder. I found that really thought-provoking. Then, the normal ones like Chris Williamson, Diary of CEO, where all the guests go there and they all, and they cry, and they go, anyway. So I listen to some of these podcasts, okay? But, have you reached a point where when you see another podcast, when you see another guy who's doing a podcast, you're just like, man, not again, not another podcast. And obviously, see, these podcasters, they are genuine. They want to give you something of value and all that stuff. Okay, that I totally agree. But then again, it's a business. That is why these podcasters, in between, they'll say, and before we move on, I would like to tell you about this drink or this vitamin powder, or, the Diary of CEO was also slapped by the, I think, UK or European Union for making false claims about his product, Huel or something like that. I'm not too sure. And then this part of the podcast is sponsored by, Better Health or some other this thing. So obviously it is a business, and I'm not trying to put them down. They have to pay for their staff. Diary of CEO, it seems he has 50 or 55 employees working for him. So these are organizations. These are not just a guy sitting and just like me, just sitting down and talking. These are full-fledged production houses, BeerBiceps, I'm pretty sure he must be having a very large company, and they are raking in millions of dollars, like Joe Rogan, millions of dollars. It's not like, it looks like Joe Rogan is just taking a cigarette or, weed and smoking. No, there's a lot of intelligent planning going on. For those of you who are into events, you'd know that this is all serious business. Even, being a stand-up comedian, many people tell me, hey, Roy, you can be a stand-up comedian. No, stand-up comedy is a very serious business. You cannot take anyone else's jokes. You cannot copy. It's a very respected industry where if you try something funny, your own colleagues will crucify you, so you need to really, really work hard. And what uneducated viewers don't seem to understand is it is not just standing, hey, I crack a joke and it's funny. No, they go like for, I think Robin Williams said this, or Russell Peters or Robin Williams, for every minute of a joke that you see, sometimes that 1 minute of a joke takes 1 year to perfect, 1 year to 6 months. So you can imagine if 45 minutes or 1 hour, that can literally be like 60 years, I know it's slightly exaggerated, but the point is every line, they keep perfecting that line, moving a word here, moving a word there, making it small. So anyway, that is about stand-up comedy. So these podcasts are also very serious business. They have to plan out the guests. They have to request for the guests to come. Like Tim Ferriss, who started podcasting when that term was even not there. He wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger on his podcast. It seems it took 2 years of correspondence, 2 years, just to get him. And in many cases, you have to travel to that individual. In many cases, you have to, get legal approval. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, forget the equipment. Equipment itself is costing a fortune. Then you need people who will do the engineering bit, the production. Okay, but now the question is why? Why is my title, or why am I saying that I'm fed up? I'm seriously fed up of podcasts. I think that thought came to my mind today when I was listening to. I woke up. Woke up in the morning, sat down, and I was just going through YouTube just to see what should I listen to when I'm having a shower and brushing my teeth, which normally takes around 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So I like to listen to something worthwhile. I don't listen to music. I don't like to listen to nonsense. Maybe a documentary or something. So there I found out Naval Ravikant. BeerBiceps, that guy, young Indian guy, managed to get Naval Ravikant on his podcast, which is incredible. It is a mind-boggling achievement because Naval Ravikant does not agree to come on podcasts. He has done Joe Rogan, he has done the Knowledge podcast or whatever, which I told you. He does very few. He does maybe one or two every 1 to 2 years. So it's very hard to get him. And if you've got Naval Ravikant on your podcast, you have like it's like getting Shah Rukh Khan on your show or to your party. You're getting the who's who. It's like getting Donald Trump to come and visit you. It's unbelievable. Naval Ravikant is the philosopher of philosophers for today's generation. Okay. I have nothing but absolute immense respect for Naval Ravikant. His words are gems of wisdom. I wouldn't put him, I don't consider him I'm not at his level at all. Even if maybe 10 lifetimes it would take me to reach where he is, I still don't think I would reach there. Okay. So he's someone I deeply respect. He's someone I deeply admire. But now here's the problem. You listen to so many podcasts. You listen to so many, whether you listen to Robert Greene, whether you listen to Tim Ferriss, you listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you listen to the who's who, okay? Name like Elon Musk or anybody who you admire, and you listen to their podcast, you feel happy, like Mike Tyson or whatever. You listen to their life. But the question is, at what point does it become intellectual or information masturbation, like they say, no? You're just listening to it because it gives you some kind of pleasure. Like you listen to Noval U. Harris or whatever his name is, the author of Homo Sapiens. You listen to all these guys. You listen to talks on productivity. You keep listening. But then, are there any changes in your life? Like I have these guys in my WhatsApp groups, all these youngsters, 20-year-old, 30-year-old. And I sincerely, I deeply respect, admire and appreciate the fact that 20-year-olds nowadays, instead of listening to nonsense and music and movies, at least in my WhatsApp groups, they are listening to educational stuff. They are listening to audiobooks. They are listening to podcasts. But then, okay, it's great that you're listening to a podcast. It's great that you're sharing this information. But the question is, how much are you applying it in your day-to-day life? How much have you used that information? And how much has it changed you? Or are you just regurgitating what you listen to sound intellectually amazing and impressive? Like, for example, let's say I love to listen to bodybuilding podcasts like Valuetainment. Valuetainment also does a good job, but I've ever since he moved into marketing himself into politics, I've lost interest. So he had interviewed Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates is my favorite bodybuilder whom I love to listen to. Maybe even if he comes out with 20 podcasts, he is the most realistic, practical guy. Okay. But the question, the point I was trying to make here is, let's say a guy, he literally memorizes every audiobook, every book, every podcast on bodybuilding. He is a wealth of information of bodybuilding. Okay. But now, this same guy who has a wealth of information in bodybuilding, he has never been to the gym. He doesn't have a physique, or even he doesn't even do exercise. He doesn't even diet. All he has is theoretical information. Everything is theory about Atkins diet, about paleo diet, about only carnivore diet, about he has amazing theoretical information, but zero practical experience. He never went to the gym, he never did exercise, he never did a diet, he's out of shape, his fat is bloated. So now, what is the use? What is the use of listening to all these podcasts? What is the use of memorizing? I have these youngsters, and these people who are like, you listen to them, it's like listening to Sadhguru. It's like listening to someone intellectually blessed. It's fortunate for me that I know their background because I verify their information. If they want to join my important groups, my premium groups, I know their age. They are in their 20s. I know what work they are doing. There are some junior level jobs. I know what salary they are getting. Some of them even get what I earn in 1 day or 2 days, they earn per month after slogging 12 hours. This is not disrespect. They have a very sad family life. They have a non-existent relationship. They are struggling to make ends meet. But the advice, the thoughts, and the ideas that they give in these WhatsApp groups is amazing. But then I ask myself, what is the point of being so intellectually blessed but so practically empty? It's like Sadhguru who talks about spirituality, about Shiva, Ganesha, about your chakras and all that, and he's literally selling photographs of his feet and clay models of his legs and minting money in millions of dollars. He is not living a poor sadhu's life. He is living a celebrity's life. He's selling religion and he's making shitloads of money, and people are ready to die for him, work for free for him, and he is really enjoying it. I wouldn't say he's a bad man. He's a very smart man. Same thing with other Christian preachers. They also make you work for free. They volunteer for free. You pay. You give your hard-earned money as donations, and they travel private jets and they live a 5-star life. Okay, so okay, fine. If you're making that kind of, if that is your approach, you're making money, selling hope, selling dreams, selling advice, okay, fine. But these guys, like even Alex Hormozy, he will talk about millions and billions, but nothing is verified about him. Even his physique, which is so big, he takes TRT, he takes steroids, but he's never going to admit it. He has stated he takes TRT, but he'll not admit he takes steroids. He's massive, he's huge, okay? And he gives amazing advice. He gives amazing. It's like, wow, that kind of advice he gives. But the question is, can you actually follow it? Is it practical? Like, you'll get advice of people who will say, how I made my first billion. You can make billions of dollars. You can succeed beyond your wildest dreams. You can become a global brand. Okay? All these are nice topics. But imagine a guy, say, for example, Shyam or Ram or Ramesh in a village in India who is earning maybe $500 per month, struggling to make ends meet, and he's listening to these podcasts, billions and millions. Yeah, it makes him feel good. Wow, one day I'll do it. But after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 10 years of listening to podcasts, he's from $500, he got maybe $1,000. What is the use of all these podcasts? It's like all these books. You can see these books at the background. Yeah, I have read some of them. I've memorized some of them. I literally followed to the T. But I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not world famous, nothing. All which I wanted in my 20s. But today, what do I want? I just want to be happy. But then when I listen to these lectures by Sadhguru, Naval Ravikant, Tim Ferriss, Arnold Schwarzenegger about life and all that, but sometimes I think like, shut up, man. Just like I respect them for what they have achieved. Obviously, I'm not even 1%. But enough of advice here. Just shut your pie hole here. Seriously, I just say, I literally, like, I feel as if I'm talking to them. Just shut up, man. Just, please, I don't want any more nonsensical advice here. I mean, you listen to Naval Ravikant, he's a gem of a guy. He'll say, follow your passion or, put passion into what you do and read books and this and that. Oh, okay, all great. But he is a millionaire or billionaire. He has millions and billions in his bank account. He can afford to lecture and talk about life and spirituality. Have you noticed people who are filthy rich, who are multimillionaires, will say, money is not everything. Yeah, you have already made your multi-millions. And now you're telling me money is not everything. Yeah, try telling that to maybe the refugees who are suffering in Gaza, the people who are dying in Africa, the people, unemployed people in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, who don't even have money to buy maybe a meal. Tell them, money is not everything. Yeah. Money is not everything. Find your calling, find your purpose, find your passion. He'll say, he will maybe give you a slap. For me, you can call me a bit of a hypocrite. Even though I'm fed up of these podcasts, when I see like I saw Naval Ravikant, and I like, oh wow, okay. I'm just yearning to listen to maybe some gem of advice. But when I listen to the same old, what I do is either I listen to them when I'm having a shower, or I'm taking a poop, or I'm playing I'm playing a video game and I play this thing just to see anything resonates. But over the years, I don't know, maybe because I've become old, become too much of a skeptic, I find it just, not again. Because what are they saying? Hard work, focus, follow your passion, productivity, never give up. It's like listening to MMA or mixed martial arts or karate or cooking advice in theory, but never doing it in practice, practical application. That's why I say, knowledge is not power. Application of knowledge is power. You can listen to all the advice on how to make the best chicken tikka masala. But if you do not know even how to cut an onion, or you don't even like to go near the kitchen, what's the use here? Same way, these experts on bodybuilding and cryptocurrency, investing, they'll give you, I read this book, I read that book, this book will change your life, which is the one book that is most powerful. They can read the book, they can memorize each and every line and all, but I'll tell you this, if you don't do it practically, it's just a bloody waste. It's just a bloody waste. It's like praying to God, God, I want to study, I want to get first rank in the exam. You keep praying, but you don't study. You're not opening the book. You're playing video games, you're chasing girls, you're wasting time on social media, but God, please, I want to get first rank. Anyway, I can tell you that though I'm fed up of podcasts, the only time I'll be listening to it is when I'm in a shower. Yes, I do get absolutely fed up sometimes when I listen. Sometimes I listen to them at 2x speed. So I just want to fast. And I listen to them when I'm showering or when I'm cleaning my room or playing a video game. When I'm playing a video game, I might put it 1x speed. So, But yeah. So what about you guys? Are you fed up of podcasts? Are you fed up of the free advice? Because remember, if you really want to make a change in your life, apply the principles, apply the knowledge. Sit with a coach, a person who give you 100% attention and holds you accountable and makes you work. It's like that bodybuilding advice. Don't listen to theory. Go to the gym, bust your ass. Maybe it's a 30-second advice of one exercise, but you do it for a bloody week rather than listening to a 7-hour or 8-hour complete information dense podcast, but you never even lift a dumbbell or not even do one push-up. What is the use? So don't become another person who has the entire Wikipedia of podcasts in his head, but application in their life. You're still earning the pathetic salary. Your relationships are empty. You have not solved any problems in your life. Nobody takes you seriously in the real world. And the only moment of glory is in WhatsApp groups where you give these great gems of advice. Don't be like that. And don't be like, I always think, more books, more books, more books. I have enough and more shelves. No place in the bloody house. But what's the use if I can't earn good money, take care of my family, have a good quality life? What's the use of reading all these books? Why? One day anyway I'm going to die. What I'll do with all this? Find out what's your purpose. Why you're doing all this? Are you doing it to show off? To show everyone I'm intellectually best, which I used to do when I was in my 20s? Or are you practical and applying what you learn? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off.